If wealth is placed where it bears interest, it comes back to you redoubled. Egyptian scribe named Ani, early 1st millennium BC. There was probably no other person in the whole country who had meditated so much on the question of interest. Margaillar's mind was full of it. Night and day he sat and brooded over it. The more he thought of it, the more it seemed to him the greatest wonder of creation. It combined in it the mystery of birth and multiplication. Otherwise, how could you account for the fact that 100 rupees in a savings bank became 120 in the course of time? It was something like the ripening of corn. Every rupee, Margaillar felt, contained in it the seed of another rupee, and the seed in it another seed, and so on to infinity. It was something like a firmament. Endless stars, and within each star an endless firmament, and within each one further endless. It bordered on mystic perception. It gave him the feeling of being part of an infinite existence. R.K. Narayan, The Financial Expert, 1952. In the beginning was the loan, and the loan carried interest. Well, this may have been the case. We don't know for sure, but it's now widely believed that the earliest transactions were for credit rather than barter. We do know that the Mesopotamians charged interest on loans before they discovered how to put wheels on carts. Interest is much older than coined money, which only originated in the 8th century BC. Some suggest that interest may have originated with the payment of blood money, known as weergeld, as compensation for murder and other injuries, with interest as a penalty payment over and above the value of the injury. On the other hand, the French anthropologist Marcel Mauss, in The Gift, first published in 1925, maintains that interest began with the practice of reciprocating gifts among tribal people. Such folk, claims Mauss, were not motivated by the cold reasoning of the merchant, the banker, and the capitalist. They repay with interest, but this is in order to humiliate the person initially making the gift or exchange, and not only to recompense him for loss caused to him by deferred consumption. Prehistoric peoples probably charged interest on loans of corn and livestock. The association between interest and the fruit of a loan is embedded in ancient languages. Across the ancient world, the etymologies of interest derive from the offspring of livestock. The Sumerian word for interest, mas, signifies a kid goat or lamb. The ancient Egyptian equivalent, ms, means to give birth. In ancient Greek, interest is tokos, a calf. Among the several Hebrew words for interest are marbit and tarbit, meaning to increase and multiply. The Latin for interest, foenus, connotes fertility, and for money, pecunia, is derived from pecus, a flock. Our word capital comes from caput, a head of cattle.